Welcome back to episode 5 of TEYARA SMP, a TNP Limitless 7 series, and we are back down here at the skeleton farm. Go check out episode 4 if you haven't already. It released on Thursday. It was a whole thing. Oh, right. I think there's a goblin trader over here, so that's what I'm hearing right now. So we're down here because I have been thinking about all of this equipment that I've been getting, and the fact that it's gonna clutter up these drawers really fast and make the system unusable even faster. So after, sleeping on it a little bit, I came up with a way that we can fix it. So this is going to be our first matter of business today, and you can see that we've got a spruce diamond barrel, 2 attribute filters from Create, 2 breast funnels, and 2 depots, and, a whole bunch of hoppers left over from last time, but will be the key to making this system work better. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the storage controller, and we're probably going to have to relink this, but that's... I can't talk, but that's a-okay. Now, we're going to take the hopper back, and instead of pointing it at something, it's just going to point straight down. But agent, you say, isn't that going to mean that it does absolutely nothing? And I say correct, absolutely correct. So what we're really going to do is, let me just make sure I've got what I'm thinking of correct. Okay, so let's see, this is going to be the depot here, so hopper here. And then we have our storage controller here. And yeah, we can only see the top from here, and that's kind of whatever, but that's fine. Put this like this. Put a depot here. Put a depot here. And then this is one of my favorite sort of redirection techniques, and this is actually backwards. So now we kind of just need to... Let's see, this is the storage drawer thingy thing, so we want can be stacked on this filter. And the way that I made this filter, just real quick, we're going to take a look at our next filter. So the way that I made these filters is that I put a piece of equipment that I got from a skeleton up above, and you'll notice that equipment has this cannot stack property, and so on the one that said that it could be stacked, I put the negated form on that. And that's how I get can stack. Cannot, the negation is can. Go figure. But then on this one, we wanted to filter only equipment, so cannot stack. And this will also help us with items that can't stack that aren't equipment, because there's also an equipment attribute on a bunch of things. And so I figured, let's just do some filtering in advance and just make sure that we definitely don't get anything that we don't want in there. So we're basically making our job in the future easier. Now here, we're going to put down this spruce diamond barrel from Sophisticated Storage, and oh, look at that inventory space. Now, I have no doubt that we're going to need to clear this out eventually, but for now, that will suffice. Either that or we're going to have to upgrade it. I don't think... Unlike some of the other mods that I've seen, I think Iron Chests in particular, they usually offer an upgrade module, and I don't think Sophisticated, I lied. Yes, so we do have access to this netherite upgrade. That's very nice. We're potentially going to need that down the line, because this barrel is going to get super full. But before that point in time, I hope I have some kind of equipment reprocessing going on it, and then we'll be able to use things that otherwise are basically worthless. Now we're going to put our second filter here, and I'm just going to reverse the direction because we want this to be an output, not an input. And we're going to put our cannot stack filter. Come on. Filter? Put the filter. There we go. Okay. So the hitbox is a little weird coming at it from the side just there, but that's fine. This is fine. And then I think we're good. And we can test this by putting some of the equipment that I have in here. And this should all go into the thing on the right, and I believe it has. And if we look in the barrel, yes, that's all the stuff that we had. And because these are all from, skeletons and other mobs that drop them, I'm okay with just putting them in there. And there's nothing else that I want to test that out with. We are going to temporarily activate the thing, just to make sure that everything's working. Oh, and I need to relink it. Yes, I need to relink my drawers. And I've decided that unless I really get, unless I really care about things, I'm just going to leave the drawers up here. Oh, that would be a reason that I can't just leave the drawers up there, because now they're outside of the range of the controller. So I guess I do have to move them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and we'll jump back to when we are testing things. So last episode, I also thought about moving my storage down here, and I totally didn't do that last episode, but I figured, you know what, might as well do that this episode. And that'll also help us see when items flow in, as well as, you know, help us sort out the stuff that's already in there, for instance. And I've also gone and moved the lever from up top to down here, but while the system was off, naturally that means that we've got more skeletons, which will also help us for our testing. So first, let's go ahead and reorganize the equipment stuff, and possibly also these scrolls. I want to see if they are going to count as stackable things or not. And same with these gems as well. Let's see. I can start putting the stuff in here. Now, obviously, the equipment is equipment and should end up in the rightmost chest, but I'm okay. So those do still count, like these gems are in fact stackable items, and I think so are the scrolls. And if we see them... Oh, I haven't relinked the thing, so they're just in the hopper for now. Yes, so let me just double check that I'm in multi-mode. Let's go ahead and do this. Excuse me? Oh, I see. It's because... There we go. And then I need to... There we go. So now I've got all of the things linked to the drawer, I believe, and theoretically that means that now any extra stackable thing that ends up in here is going to just go straight in here. And any new equipment that I don't know about is going to end up in here. And that's pretty rad. Now let's go ahead and clear out these skeletons and, you know, just double check that the full system is working, and it should. Oh, that is nice. Oh, okay, I can already see a small problem, and that is the Manhattan distance for this is longer than this, so I might switch these around just so that we don't get these shards coming in here. Let's see. Boop, boop. And can I do that from this face? No, it's going to be one of those you can't actually break it from here type things, so I think I might have to mine out this granite, and then take that out from there, take this out from here, and just reorganize them, just reorder their positions. And let me just double check. Okay. And there we go, I think. Okay, you know what? I want to do this fresh because I really liked having that block. So now we're going to switch back to add and switch back to multi. And we're just going to do this, and then we're going to do this. No. Okay, so we're going to do this, then I'm going to switch back to single. Hold up. Is this just working now? Is this just working? I think this is just working. Sure looks like it. All of them are highlighted in white. The only way to find out would be is if something else that's already in here gets put somewhere else. So let's keep whacking away for a little bit and just fill this out to a degree. Aha. Okay, so now that is an unexpected problem that I'm going to have to deal with. So I think maybe a vertical slab on those sides, and I can do that because I am here, and I can do something like this. We're just going to put some vertical slabs on the side so that we don't get overflow like that. A boom. And a boom. Oh, that's nice. So now things can only possibly come out the front, in which I have access to the hopper. So this is really helping us improve the design. Oh yeah, that's so nice. That is so nice, and yeah, things are starting to fill up very nicely. Yeah, you should still be on. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, I suspect that it's a thing of I need to be like right up against here in order to get the spawner to actually register. Which is fair. I don't know exactly how many blocks down I am. I do think some cave lighting may be in order, though, because I do feel like it was faster when I immediately logged in, but now that I've started killing things and things are spawning in other parts of the world, and I can totally tell that that's what's happening, my rates have gone down dramatically. Before we move on, I did notice one thing, and that is that bundles can absolutely stack within the functional storage. And despite the fact that it has cannot stack, I also want to probably add is not curios tag bundle to this. And so we have that, cannot stack, and is not tagged curios bundle. If we do allow all, I think any of the selected attributes versus only if they have all of the selected attributes. So this will say, oh, okay, that actually presents, I'm going to have to edit the other filter as well. But basically, this says that it either cannot, or it has to not stack, and also is not a curios bundle. So theoretically, that's what I want, and we can test this by putting a bundle into the system. An empty bundle, to clarify, but that's what this system is going to produce. I don't ever expect it to have a full bundle. Now we are going to have to change this filter to also allow curios bundles. Is tagged curios bundle, and this time we want it to be just allow list any, which is what it's already on. So this is either can be stacked or is a curios bundle. And with that, now we should be able to put this bundle back into the hopper, and it should come out the left side now, which it did. And we can see that I've put them all the way up at the top here, except, oh, haha, I didn't even realize that I already had a bundle drawer for bundles. Interesting. Well, the point is, now we know that they're going into here instead of into here. So, great improvement. Let's move on to the next thing for real. Now, as you can see, I've made a little bit of progress on this sort of fortified area entrance to the mine, and you can also see that I've started adding what resembles to be a gate. Yes, I realize this top part is unfinished, but that is okay. I'm chipping away at it, and that is good enough for me. But we are more importantly focusing specifically on this gate, because right now it looks really cool, but it doesn't move yet. It doesn't move yet. And I've already started putting in some of the workings that we're going to need to make it move in Create. And we'll talk about some of the cool aesthetic features as soon as it's functional. If we come over to this side, we can see that I've got some chain drives going all the way across to this other side. Now, it doesn't really do anything. It's purely for aesthetics. What I'm hoping is that if I've got my alignment correctly, these gears on both sides are going to turn and we're going to see something really cool. But first thing we need to do is pop down in here where we need to put our piston. And the thing is, I think it's going to start retracted, and I also need to remember exactly where... Okay, I do have all my chain drives, but let me see. We need to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... And then the sixth one, yes, so that should be correct now. The problem is that it's facing the wrong way, and the best way to make it face the right way would be, I guess that, yeah. So now this is a sticky Create piston, and the thing about Create pistons is that you need to add these extension poles out the back. So we need to add 5. And I've accidentally made a little bit extra. I think you need to make them in batches of 8, and you need 1 for the piston, so that explains the problem. Now we need to, well, A, I'm going to fill this back in as soon as we're done, but B, we need to take a chain drive and bring it down here. So I'm going to assume that I've got this correct, because this should extend 5 up and then retract 5 down later. And I've also just realized that I totally haven't hollowed out the area underneath this gate. So that would be a very bad thing if I went ahead right now. And I left my super glue upstairs, so I'm going to need to double check that the gate is in the correct place after. Now, that I've accidentally broken that piece. But if we come through here, we should be able to just... There we go, that's good. And I think this is the other side of the gate. So we just need to clear that all the way 5 down. So down to here. And I'm also realizing that when the gate is up, there isn't going to be a light source down here. So I should probably periodically dig down and put in, like, good, I do have torches on me, thank you. So we'll put a torch at the... That's not right. What? So we'll put a torch at the end. We'll put a torch here. Sure, that's technically the other end because we had to come one over. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Should be symmetrical. So yeah, now this area is plenty lit up down under here. And we don't have to worry about the gate creating mobs and stuff. And then we're going to just... I could leave this, or I could fill it. And I think I'm going to fill it, because that would annoy the heck out of me. Except we're going to have the same problem down here. So maybe I am just going to leave this. Huh. Unintentional feature. Right. So, now we need to come out with this shaft. 1, a toe. And I think I need to break this. But we're going to put in a chain drive here. Now, for those of you who don't play a lot of modded and don't know what a chain drive is, it's basically, it allows you to transmit rotation along a given axis. So here we're going horizontally, and you would think, can't I just put a chain drive right here? And the answer is no, because I'm pretty sure you can only transmit in one axis and not 2. Now, the thing is, this is going to be particularly difficult to place in unless I think I'm going to have to dig a parallel hole and then just fill it in as I go, and that's going to be annoying, but I'll do it. So we'll just do this, and then I think you have to be like that. Yep, there we go. Let's see if I do... no, I can close this off because that's where the gear shift is going to go. Gear shift? No. Gearbox. That's the word. Thank you. We do have a gear shift in this one, so I'm not entirely just saying words, but let's put that in there, and I think I can put this in here for now, and we'll worry about floor stuff later. But we pop back through to this side, and now you can see that we do have a sequenced gear shift involved, and theoretically, I might need to reverse these directions depending upon what the gearbox does, but theoretically, this is going to retract and then extend. Oh, wait, no, yeah, I've been smart about this, and because the gearbox is going on this side, it doesn't care about whether this is forward or backward, I don't think. It'll only care whether this is forward or backward. So theoretically, what is going to happen is it should retract 5, then extend 5. And now we can test that theory by putting in our water wheel. Boop. And it's not going to matter which way it turns, I don't think. Because worst case scenario, I can always just reverse the direction in here. And I did not make a slab. But I'm just going to have to live with that. I'm just going to have to live with the knowledge that that is not a slab. And actually, to make this easier for water stuff, we're going to go ahead and put this back in here. And then we'll make the water flow through that way. And now, theoretically, if I've wired everything up correctly, and we are going to take a look at the gluing first, just because I'm concerned that I accidentally broke it earlier. So if we come over here, we should still see that, yes, this entire box is full, or, you know, bounded. It's a bounded rectangle, basically. And if we come back over here, and I don't think you can just... No, okay, so you don't punch it. I learned this the hard way during testing, but if we do this... Okay, so that doesn't do that, despite the fact that now it should, which is okay. This is fine. We do have a backup for this. I have a redstone. And I think I need 3 redstone for that. Yeah. So, 1, a 2, a 3. Oh, a 3. There we go. And now, if I do this... Yes. Yes, but which way is it turning? It should be going down, theoretically. And it is! Oh, and I can even see that the gears are spinning the correct way that I want. Excellent! And now, if I do this again, and actually I'm going to do it from the other side... This is really anticlimactic, the way that I'm doing things, but this should just work, yes. So now that's spinning up, and now the piston should go all the way up, and it should, once this stops, it should now be up against my block. So the real test is if I hit this, will the gate go down? And the answer should be yes, but let's sleep first. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, yeah, that is the ticket. Oh, that is so heckin' cool. And we've even got, like, a reasonable, like, speed, I would say. Oh, that looks heckin' awesome. Now, the one thing that I'm kinda whatever about is that the chains on the sides, like, they were intended such that they kind of look like they mesh with the gears, and so that's kind of the aesthetic that I was going for, and it does kind of look like that, but the problem is that I think my speeds are off or something like that, despite the fact that it should be a 1-to-1. So the piston should be turning at the same speed that these cogs are, but I guess the linear translation, or the translation into linear motion, isn't exactly the same as the RPM of the gears, which is weird. So it doesn't quite look like it lines up the way I would expect it to. But you know what, that's fine, because both of the gears are turning in the directions that I expected them to, and it just works. It just works. We've got a functional gate. And the reason for this is, well, obviously, you can tell that upstairs is still not finished, but even when it is, this isn't going to be my house, at least not in this dimension. And so, until I build that house in this dimension, I kinda just have to stay here in the mine. And what I had been doing is, when it got to nighttime and if I had to AFK, I would come down a couple of floors because I knew that stuff couldn't spawn in here, it's too light. But now I've got a functional gate that I can just casually raise and lower at my whim. Oh, that is fantastic. Now, I guess before we sign off for this episode, let's go over what I intend to do for next time. Yes, I actually landed that. I didn't land that. So imagine with me for a couple of seconds. I'm going to finish the roof here. It's going to come up in sort of a dome shape, and then we're going to extend over to this side. We're going to fill this out much in the same way as this one, except this, or the thing that's going to be on top on the other side, is going to be just a little bit bigger because I came in intentionally on this one. And so that one's going to be a little bit bigger. The roof is going to be, or it's going to start like a block or two higher, just so that we can have the windows above the crenellations. And then, once I have this built out, we're going to build sort of like an extension, a hallway, if you will, that will curve up and around from the storage room up into what is going to be our combined Embers and Immersive Engineering area. And I think we're also going to have a little create in there to automate some of that stuff. And we're going for a combination of dark oak for the accent or trim color here, and then for the roof itself, we're probably going to use acacia here as well as here. And then over in the remaining section, we're going to have like the kitchen, and it's also going to be closer to our foundry. So I might potentially switch the roof to a combination of dark oak and treated wood from Immersive Engineering so that we can, make sure that it's fireproof. So we're going to do that. And then as we move around, we're going to use a combination of I have totally forgotten what they're called. the Chemonite bricks, we're going to use some of that. We're going to use some mud, some ash bricks, I think. And then we're also still going to use the treated lumber so that we can get like just a very interesting, very different combination of colors that I think will hopefully mesh with the style that we've got going on over here. So, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell to be notified. And as always, I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comments below. And with that, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching, everybody. In the upper left is a video you might like, or the next video in this series. In the lower left is the series playlist. On the right is my icon, by which you can subscribe. Thanks again for watching.